Hello, hello, hello. Hey, 1.4, solving linear systems. Okay, solving linear systems. Sweet. Hey, before we go on, we've solved equations with one equation and one unknown. Then we did two equations and two unknowns. And now we're doing a system equations with three equations and three unknowns. 1, 2, 3 equations and 1, 2, 3 unknowns. We can solve this. This is going to take longer than a one equation, one unknown. So one equation, one unknown would be something like this. You only got one equal sign, you only got one unknown, z. That's one equation, one unknown. This would be two equations and two unknowns. That's 1, 2, 3 equations and 1, 2, 3 unknowns. Okay, this is going to take a little longer. Okay. What you want to do, put in your notebooks, put this into your notebooks. I'll pause for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put that in your notes. Okay, so the solution to this is going to be an ordered triple. So you put them in order. If it's X, Y, and Z, you put them in order. X in the alphabet comes first, and then the letter Y, and then the letter Z. Okay. Then you're going to put this in your notes. This is the steps to show how the book does it right here on page 31. Step 1, rewrite the linear system in 3 variables as a linear system in 2 variables by using substitution or elimination. Okay, go ahead and copy this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I'll explain what this stuff is first as we go along. So I'm going to take this and solve it. So here's our 3 equations and 3 unknowns. First equation, second equation, third equation. I'm going to call this equation A. That one is going to be equation B, and that one is equation C. Okay, it may help if you have different colors. Now, just like before, when we had something like this, if it was just something like this, we'd say, hey, there's 2 equations, 2 unknowns. We either want to take the coefficients in front of the y and eliminate those, or we take the coefficients in front of the x's and eliminate those. The same thing we're going to do here. So I can pick the variables in front of the coefficients in front of the letter z, or the coefficients in front of the letter y, or the coefficients in front of the letter x. I'm going to pick the coefficients in front of the x. Okay, so we're trying to eliminate the letter x. We're trying to get from 3 equations down to 2 equations and 2 unknowns. The 2 unknowns have to be the same letter. Okay, so I'm going to try to get rid of the letter x. So I'm going to use equation A and equation B. Equation A, just leave that alone. It's just going to be equation A. So, whoops, I'm going to leave equation B alone. I'm going to multiply, what's a common multiple of? There's an invisible 1 right there. What's a common multiple of 1 and 2? It's 2. So I'm going to multiply this equation by 2, and that will become a 2x. So I'm going to take 2 times equation A. 2 times that is 2x. 2 times that is 4y. 2 times that is 10z. And 2 times that is negative 34. Then we have equation B. I'm not going to do anything to that. Plus 2z equals negative 16. So those are now the same. We can't eliminate the letter x. So we either have to add or subtract these to get rid of the letter x. If we add these together, you can get a 4x. Didn't help us, so I'm going to try subtraction. I'm going to take this equation 2a minus this equation here. This minus this, it's a minus. This minus this is 0. This minus this is a 7y. This minus this is 8z equal. This minus this. So it's negative 34 plus 16. And that's going to be a minus 18. Okay, so we just eliminated the letter x. So we're going to use this a little bit later. Okay, I want to call it A, B, C, D. We don't have a D yet, so that's going to be equation D. Okay, 4y minus a negative 3y. It's not 1y. This plus this is 1y. 4y minus a negative 3y is 7y. That's a positive 7y. It's not 1y. Be careful of that. Okay, so we used the first two equations, this one and this one, to get that equation. Now we have to use, we can't use A and B again. We have to choose two different equations. I can choose B and C, or we can choose A and C. So I'm going to choose A and C, because I'm going to try to get rid of the letter X again using equation A and equation C. So equation A is this, equation C is this. So hey, what's the common multiple? I'm going to ignore that center one. Yeah, maybe right there. Ignore that equation B for now. 3x and 1x, a common multiple of 1 and 3 is 3. So this, I don't have to change it at all. This, I have to multiply this by some number to get a 3. This times what is 3? 3. So I'm going to take this equation and multiply it by 3. So I'm going to take that equation, A, multiply it by 3. 3 times that is 3x. 3 times that, 6y. 3 times that is 15z. 3 times that is negative 51. Okay, and then equation C is equation C, 3x plus y minus z equals 3. So according to what we have here in the book, we're doing step 1. We're trying to take the 3 equations and 3 unknowns and write it as 2 equations and 2 unknowns. That's what we're doing right now. Still trying to do that. So I got rid of the x here, so I'm trying to get rid of the same letter over here. If I added these two, would we get rid of the letter x? No, so I'm not going to add them. I'm going to subtract them. Okay, so it's this equation minus this equation. This minus this is 0. This minus this is 5y. This minus this is 16z. It's positive 16z. Okay. And equal negative 51 minus 3 is negative 54. So now we have this equation. We got rid of the letter x. Okay, so do I need that 0 there? Nope, I can just use this. Now I'm just going to use these two. So we have this equation right here. Can we see that? So right there, 7y plus 8z equals negative 18. This is a positive 5y plus 16z equals negative 54. Okay, now we've got down to 2 equations and 2 unknowns. And what this says here, solve the new linear system for both of its variables. Hey, just do it. We've done this before. You've had this before. You know how to solve this. We've practiced this already. It's just the same thing here. 1, 2 equations, 2 unknowns. These unknowns have to be the same. Both letter y and both letter z. Okay? You do not want a y and a z here and then an x and a y here. That's not going to work. These two letters line up vertically. These letters line up vertically. Line up the equal sign. Line up the constants. These letters have to be the same. Letters have to be the same. Okay? Now at this point, it's just like we've done in the past. Okay? So, go again. Do we want to get rid of the coefficients in front of the y or rid of the coefficients in front of the z? I'm going to pick this one because the common multiple of 8 and 16 is 16. That's already a 16. I don't have to do anything to this equation. This equation, 8 times what gives us 16? 2. I'm going to multiply this system by 2. Okay? So 2 times this. Wabading, wabadong, wababang. 2 times that. Let's get a little closer. 2 times that is 14y. 2 times that is 16z. 2 times that is negative 36. This equation's already 16. You don't have to do nothing to that one. 5y plus 16z equals negative 54. Okay. These coefficients are now the same. We can get rid of them. If we add these together, do we get rid of the z's? No. Okay. If they're the same variable, if they're the same sign, we have to subtract. So we're going to subtract the top minus the bottom, and we will get rid of the letter z. This minus this is 9y. This minus this is 0. This minus this, negative 36 minus a negative 54 is going to be 36 plus 50, negative 36 plus 54. That's going to be 30, 40, 50 plus 18. Wow, why am I doing it there? It's over here, 18. This plus that is a positive 18. There's a nothing there. Okay. Hey, now we've got one equation, one unknown. Okay. We're going to solve for that. The letter y. Let me rewrite that equation. That looks ugly. There we go. That looks much better. The equation is this. The letter is equation. The letter y is on this side. What's not a y on this side? The 9. So we're going to divide both sides by 9. The 9's cancel. One is just a y. This is a 2. So y is 2. So when we have our answer, I'm going to put it over here. Remember, it's going to be x, comma, y, comma, z in that order. So the letter y is a 2. It's going to be a 2, so hopefully that's right. I'm going to put my final answer right there. Right now, I'm hoping it's a 2. I still have to check. So y is a 2. I can put it into this equation. It's not going to help me. Y equals 2. Yeah, 2 is 2. That's going to help me. It doesn't help me. I have to go work my way back up to 2 equations and 2 unknowns to right here. Okay. I want to, if y is 2, I want to find the value of z, the other variable. If y is 2, find the value of the other variable. So you can pick either this top equation or you may pick this bottom equation. It doesn't matter. To me, this is a small number. I'm going to pick the top one. So 7y plus 8z equals negative 18. Every time I see y, I'm going to put a 2 there in this place. 7, 8 z negative 18. This times that is 14. Negative 18. The equation is this. The variable is z. Z is on that side. We have to get rid of this and this. So we're going to go backwards. That's sad, Meg. What do we have to get rid of first? Does it matter which one we get first? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. We have to get rid of the 14 first. So the opposite of adding 14 is subtracting 14 on both sides of the equation. Don't put a negative 14 there. It has to be on the other side of the equation. So negative 14. Those cancel. And on this side of the equation, we still have an 8z. On this side of the equation, we have a negative 32. Okay. And then here we have, divide both sides by that number 8. Then we have to do it on each side of the equation. So z equals a negative 4. So it looks like that's going to be a negative 4 for z. Z is a negative 4. Now we have to figure out what x is. Okay? 3 equations. So now we're back, you have to go way back up here. Find out what, we know what y is, we know what z is, we have to figure out what x is. So I have to pick one of these equations and solve for x. Which equation to me looks like it's easiest to solve? I'm going to say that one. To me, it looks easiest to solve. So I'm going to take that equation, rewrite it down here. 3x plus y minus z equals 3. So that equation, got it from right there. Okay, and every single time I see a y, I'll replace it with a 2. Every time I see a z, I'll replace it with negative 4. So 3x plus y, put a 2 there, minus z. Z is a negative 4 and 3. Okay, now I just made a mistake, and this is so easy to make that mistake. Be careful. Okay, what is a z equal to? Z or z is equal to a negative 4. Minus, that minus came from right there. The z, that z should be a negative 4. I put a positive 4 right there. That is such an easy mistake to make. I should put a I should put a negative right there. A negative 4. That's going to make a huge difference. Okay, so this is 3x. That's a positive 2. That becomes a positive 4. Now I can combine like terms. We get 3x plus 6 equals 3. Okay, here's your equation. The variable is x. On this side of the equation, is there anything that's not an x? Yes. That's not an x and that's not an x. Does it matter which one we move first? Absolutely. We have to do this first. Subtract the 6 on both sides of the equation. 3x equals negative 3. Okay, and then divide both sides. Let me use the other color. This color. 3, 3. X equals negative 1. And negative 1. So this is my answer so far. I have to check. Negative 1 plus 2 is 4, and that's going to be negative 20. Yes, that works. 2 times negative 1, negative 2, that's a minus 6. That's a minus 8. That works. For this one, a minus 3 plus 2 minus a negative 4. So that whole thing becomes a positive 4. Yes, that works. So I just checked my work. So these are the correct answers. X is a negative 1. Y is a 2. And Z is a negative 4. You don't want your answer, don't do this and this and this. You're making someone else look for your answers. Don't make them hunt and peck and find out I have to go in. Nope. You put it in one nice easy spot, so boom, there's your answer. If you want to make it even more obvious, you can do something like that. But make obvious where the answer is. And we look at that, and then if we have questions, we can follow the work. This is going to take a lot of space. Look at that space right there. Took up one whole page, or almost one whole page for one problem. One problem took almost a whole page. Be aware of that, okay? So if you can do this and get it done right, the second person to do it right will get a new Maserati. This offer only valid in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Good luck, guys. Hasta la bye-bye.